MFA updates.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to MFA Update. This is a weekly program where we talk about Thailand's foreign affairs and activities. And you're here with me, Grace Nishaka Pumi. For today's edition, we invited Kun Eksiri, Pintaruchi, Director General of the Department of International Organizations, to talk about the 79th session of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, or ESCAP.
The foreign affairs that matter. Special guests from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is the MFA updates.
My name is Eksiri Pintaruchi. I'm Director General of the Department of International Organizations of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
All right, so first of all, could you please explain to us about ESCAP and also how it functions?
ESCAP, which short for the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, is one of the 5 regional commissions of the United Nations. It has 53 member states, including Thailand, and 9 associate members. It is, in fact, the largest of all regional commissions, and it is the most inclusive intergovernmental platform in the Asia-Pacific region. And ESCAP is a regional arm of the UN. Its report to ECOSOC, which stands for UN Economic and Social Council. ECOSOC is the main authority under the UN charters that deals with economic and social issues at the global level. ESCAP has the function to promote cooperations and seek to find solutions on the issues of sustainable development that's challenges to the Asia-Pacific regions. And it has expertise on various areas, including macroeconomic policy, trade, investment, and innovation, transport, environment, energy, social development to statistics and information technology, including disaster risk reduction. Its secretariat support the information and knowledge sharing, and including technical assistance and capacity building services to support national development agendas of various countries, including regional agreements and the implementations of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the SDGs. The headquarters of ESCAP is right here in Bangkok on Ratchadamnern Road. The house of the UN ESCAP is the building which called the United Nations Conference Centers, including its ESCAP secretariats. The buildings of the United Nations Conference Centers will be the one which held the Commission sessions, which will take place next week in Bangkok here.
You mentioned about the commission session, right? And I know that this is the 79th commission session. So could you please explain more about the commission session, please?
Briefly about the commission session is the main decision-making mechanism of ESCAP. It meets annually at the ministerial level to discuss and decide on important issues pertaining to inclusive and sustainable development and social development in the region. It also provides recommendations to subsidiary bodies and the executive secretaries on various issues. It also reviews and endorses ESCAP strategic framework and program of work and decides on other administrative issues pertaining to ESCAP, of course, in conformity with its term of reference.
So you told me that this session is going to take place next week, right? So could you give us more details on this year's commission session, please?
This year's commission sessions will be its 79th session. It will be held in a hybrid format next week from the 15th to 19th of May 2023 at the United Nations Conference Centers in Bangkok. despite the hybrid format, which is to be taking place both on-site and online format, the commission session is expected to bring together over 400 delegates from the government leaders, ministers, and senior officials from across the regions, including other key stakeholders. They will discuss policy options and areas of regional cooperations under this year's themes. The theme is accelerating climate actions in Asia and the Pacific for sustainable development. Now, to just highlight briefly about this year's theme on climate change, everyone is well aware that climate change is one of the greatest challenges of our time. It exacerbates poverty, vulnerabilities, and inequalities, as well as undermine the abilities of all countries to achieve sustainable development. Now, the Asia Pacific has the role to play on this because we are one of the most disaster-prone region, with 13 countries being the most vulnerable to the impact of climate change. So we have much to gain from accelerated climate actions and preparedness. And at this meeting, there will also be discussions on climate finance and investment, which are keys to supporting countries in their climate actions. There will also be climate solution fairs, which will be showcase good practices and examples from countries and regions. It also hopes that the discussions at the meeting and the fair will encourage countries to exchange ideas, good practice and solutions, as well as identify opportunities for further cooperations. The partnerships and cooperations among relevant stakeholders are key to addressing the challenges of climate change and to reduce impacts and fostering more ambitious climate action in the region and beyond. As everyone is also aware that this is an important agenda for Thailand, we will use this opportunity to reiterate visions and commitment on climate actions to help elevate the impact of climate change as well. As the discussions at the regional level at this commission session will also be an input to the wider level at the UNGA in New York, including the important agenda of the SDG summit this year in September. Now back to our agenda. At COP26 in Glasgow back in 2021, Thailand raised its climate ambition to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050 and net zero greenhouse gas emission by 2065. We are currently promoting bio-circular green or short for BCG economy model as a pragmatic approach to generate economic growth while safeguarding environment. And this is a chance for us to showcase our economic development model as an alternative approach to development as well. And in achieving the climate goals, we want to reiterate the importance of cooperations at all levels and at all spheres, whether on finance, technologies, transfer, and capacity building. I have also previously mentioned that this session will bring together delegates and stakeholders from across regions. I would like to highlight the high-level delegates that have confirmed their attendance. From Cook Islands, for example, from independent state of Samoa, and from the Republic of Palau, for instance. And of course, Thailand will take this opportunity to hand over the chairmanship of the commission session to Tonga, which is the Pacific group turn to chair the commission session this year. Regarding the outcome of the sessions, the meeting is expected to adopt a number of resolutions this time, including the one on the key theme of this year that is on accelerating climate actions in Asia and the Pacific for sustainable development.
All right, and will there be any other special activities taking place during the commission session?
Of course, as Thailand is the host country of the ESCAP, we will be co-hosting with ESCAP a reception to welcome participants for the commission session. And there will be Thai culture performance, and we provide, of course, Thai hospitality to showcase our friends. There will be exhibitions on the sidelines to showcase our good examples of South-South cooperations by the Thailand International Cooperation Agency, or TIGA. And with so many international participants, we hope that they will have some time to also enjoy the beauty of Bangkok and all its charms. I should also add that Thailand is host of many international organizations, and we aim to facilitate even more organizations to use Thailand as their headquarters or base in the region. Bangkok has the necessary infrastructures in place to be Geneva of Asia, and we should be proud of this.
Yeah. And before we conclude the program for today, would you like to share any thoughts or any comments with our listeners?
Yes, indeed. Thank you. The commissions, I'd like to add that as a final note, that the commission session is in fact one of the most important for the Asia Pacific region, and the leaders, ministers, and high-level representatives come together at the commission session to discuss issues that are important not just only for our region, the Asia Pacific, but the rest of the world at the greater level. And as I mentioned earlier, that the outcomes of the commission sessions hopefully will be inputs or contributions from the region to the wider level in the UN in New York, including in the UN General Assembly. And this year, as there will be an important summit, SDG summit, which will mark an important halfway point of SDG implementations. And it is quite important that we have the input and contributions from the region to these efforts at the global level. So this session will also provide good opportunities for us, the region, the Asia and the Pacific regions, to have such a contribution to the global efforts on SDG as well. And Thailand always stand ready to work with all members of the ESCAP and partners towards these objectives. And we very much look forward to welcome every delegate, and hope that everyone would join us in our endeavors to welcome all delegates to this meeting next week. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much, Kun Eksiri, for being in our show and sharing a lot of information today.
You're very welcome. Yes. Thank you.
And that was Kun Eksiri Pintaruchi, Director General of the Department of International Organization, on the 79th session of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, or ESCAP. And with that, we conclude the program for this week. If you want to listen to more episodes of the MFA Update, please go to visit the YouTube channel, MFA Thailand, or you can check out our Facebook page, FM88 Radio Thailand English. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time. I am Grace Nishika Phumi. Have a good day. สวัสดีค่ะ
MFA Updates